17.5 to 6. We turn now to a most unusual court case in which the Crown is appealing a decision to allow a former military spy who stole sensitive operational equipment to walk away from court without conviction. Now, Air Force Corporal Richard Graham was discharged without conviction in July after stealing from the Defence Force, including equipment requiring high security clearance and for offering to supply methamphetamine. The Crown have appealed the sentence, or effectively lack of it really, in the High Court in Auckland. But it's the background to this case that is so unusual. Here's our reporter Tom Furley, who was in court.
What we know about this guy is an Air Force corporal, and basically his lawyer described him in open court as working as a secret agent.
Did the lawyer use that phrase, secret agent?
Secret agent.
Like James Bond?
Yeah, well, I mean, we don't know what that entails.
What is a secret agent? What do they do?
Well, a lot of those details are suppressed or just haven't been put out weren't presented in court or by the Defence Force.
Right, so secret agent is the shorthand the lawyer uses.
Yes,
okay.
yes. So all we know is that he was working as a secret agent in what was called by the lawyer a highly stressful situation overseas. And so what we know from inside court today was that the stress of all that, he turned to drugs, which he found were helpful and effective for his job over there. And then when he came back to New Zealand and sort of got back into normal military service, none of his command were told about what he'd been doing. So they were totally oblivious. And so he didn't have any support or anything like that.
Sorry to come back to this phrase, but I don't think anyone's ever uttered it on a checkbook before. So no one that he was working with back in New Zealand knew he'd been a secret agent?
No.
Right, so he was unsupported?
Yes. So I think from what his lawyer was saying in court today, the whole reintegration back into normal duties, I think was quite difficult. And so that's when he sort of ran into trouble, and that's where the charges come into all of this. So he stole from the Defence Force. We don't know what he stole. All we can say and all we've been told is that he stole sensitive operational equipment.
Sorry, I'm just being infantile now, but he had access to the sensitive operational equipment because he'd formerly been a secret agent.
Yes, and this is stuff that you need high security clearance for.
Right.
So I asked the lawyers afterwards, I said, look, what is this equipment? His lawyer wouldn't tell me. The Crown lawyer said he himself hadn't been told by the Defence Force what this equipment was.
And the thefts aren't in dispute. He pleaded guilty to that, didn't he?
Yes. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So what's the appeal about, Tom?
So this is an appeal brought by the Crown against his discharge without conviction. So basically they're saying that his offending was too serious to allow for that sentence, pretty much. So basically they are arguing that has basically he's left without a conviction. So no future employer is going to know about what he's done. If he wanted to get into another highly sensitive job elsewhere that's not with the Defence Force, they wouldn't know about it. But really what his lawyer was saying is that basically they needed to prove an error of law had been made by the judge who gave him that discharge without conviction, and that they hadn't actually proven that. And what they were saying is that since he had actually gone and returned these items and he'd gone through rehabilitation, and actually he wanted to stay on in the military, and that if he was convicted, then he would definitely have a dishonourable discharge from the military. He wouldn't be able to go back. But without a conviction, while that still could be on the table, it did mean that there was some sort of possibility for that. So,
when do we hear a decision in response to the appeal?
Well, the judge has reserved her decision, and so yeah, we'll just wait for that in the next couple of days.
Tom Furley, who was in court.